Vegas Rock Dog Radio. Pets, people, pop culture. Let's bring on the host, Sam, the queen of rock and roll dogs.
Hello everyone, welcome to the show. I'm Sam, the queen of rock and roll dogs, and you are listening to Vegas Rock Dog Radio. It's a rock and roll show all about pets, people, and pop culture, and I'm live from Las Vegas, so stay right there.
Dog Radio. Pets, people, pop culture.
Good morning, everyone. My mic was open there. It's a good job I wasn't saying anything silly this morning. How's everyone doing? How are you doing today, Jim?
I'm nifty.
Nifty? Are you really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I wasn't.
Just did 4 miles with the dogs this morning.
There you go.
Had some cereal, so we're good to go.
So we're good to go. So welcome to the show, everybody. You're listening to Vegas Rock Dog Radio, and it's a rock and roll show all about pets, people, and pop culture. So we cover tons and tons of topics. If you're new to the show and you want to find us elsewhere on the internet, then it's rather easy. You can go to our website, vegasrockdogradio.com. You'll also be able to find us, of course, on Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, Tumblr, Instagram. And you'll just search for Vegas Rock Dog or Vegas Rock Dog Radio. We're also active on our blog, therockandrolldog.com. And that's where we'll tell you who's coming on the show. We'll put an archive show back up. We'll do some giveaways and some product reviews and anything else that is interesting to you as well. What else, Jim? Where else are we? Oh, we're all over the World Wide Web. We are all over the World Wide Web with listeners all over the world. We're also on iTunes, which is probably one of the easiest ways to listen to us, and iHeartRadio, which is a very popular app, and that gives you the leisure of listening when you feel like it. So you can either binge listen and catch up every week. You could listen on your commute to work and back, because that can be quite boring, can't it, going to work and back? Lots of people listen to us when they, we have these, we call them bank holidays in England, but, when you have your national holidays and lots of people are driving, to the beach or to the mountains, it's a good time to catch up. So we make it very, very easy for you. We also, on iTunes, have a pet tip of the day as well, a little 30-second blurb with a tip that should help you as a pet parent. So, Jim, what's your week been like?
A little bit on the busy side.
It has. Actually, do you want to tell people...
Getting a bit of a scratchy throat because I'm a little too busy, I think.
Well, do you want to tell everyone about your debut this week?
My debut.
Debut?
Yes, I will. I am one of the new members of Frankie Moreno Las Vegas Headliners. New show that debuted at the Golden Nugget downtown to a really, really huge reception. And the band is really smoking, cooking. It's an original music project, a headliner on Las Vegas who's playing his own music.
Yeah, it's a rarity. It's always been a rarity.
And a big band.
Yes, 11-piece, and it's absolutely fabulous. I was there on opening night, and the energy from the audience was incredible. But to actually go and see someone in Vegas, I mean, aside from your Celine Dion's and your J-Lo's and whatever, when it comes to other strip performers, often they just don't want them to play their original music. But Frankie, he's a composer. He can play every instrument you can imagine, including the harmonica, which everybody loves.
He's just plowing through the status quo in town.
Oh, he is, yes. And we in the last year, we've had over 25 shows close. So he is really forging ahead. He's been here a long time, though. He's not new to town. But he's always stuck with his vision of, I write original music, I'm going to play original music. But he did do an arrangement of Eleanor Rigby, didn't he, Jim?
Yep.
And it's like a rock version. It's phenomenal. So if you get a chance, Thursday nights down at the Golden Nugget, and then you do other dates as well, don't you? As they pop up, just follow his page, Frankie Moreno, not the drag queen Frank Marino. Everybody gets them confused. He's got a good show too, but that's not a live music show. It's a drag queen show, but a very good one. One of the shows that we've actually been watching on TV, we love it. It's probably one of the best things we've seen on PBS, is Spy in the Wild. It's been brilliant, hasn't it, that show? I don't know how we came across it.
Oh, that's my favorite animal show.
Yeah, it's
awesome.
It's really
it's the
good.
best animal show I've seen since Earth.
That was a very good series.
But Spy Wolf Puppy.
Oh yeah. Well, so what they've
Spy Ant Hill and Spy Dung Heap.
So what this means is they've created, I'm going to say robots, really, to look like certain animals,
and they make them smell and.
Oh yeah, it's unbelievable. I watched there's actually a series on
Spy Cobra,
how they made them, and they look lifelike. They move in an incredibly lifelike way, and it's so that they can get in close with the rest of these animals to film them, and it's fantastic, isn't it?
Yeah.
The meerkats were the best when they realized. What did they realize was not a real? Was it a cobra or was it another meerkat?
The meerkats realized that the cobra wasn't a real cobra.
I mean,
they approached it as if it was.
They were doing their normal behavior to try and scare it away, and then they called for backup. So a bunch more showed up, and then all of a sudden they realized, oh, it's not going away, and they figured out it wasn't real. But it's excellent. So they've got a spy wolf, a little baby spy wolf. They've got is it cow dung?
Spy hippo.
Spy hippo.
Spy anthill.
Spy hippo and the crocodile are actually in the water.
Spy crocodile's killer.
Up and close to these other crocodiles and hippopotamus. Amazing. So catch that show if you can on PBS, Spy in the Wild. Kids will love it. Oh my gosh, we did. We were just flipping out. When's it on next? But I hadn't realized that some of them were robots. And I thought, well, that one's fun. That one's moving a bit weird. That spy baby wolf. And then I realized, oh, it's not real, but the mechanics behind it, really, really, really impressive. So.
Actually, Spy Baby Wolf saved Real Baby Wolf because
it did.
Well, I don't know if it saved it, but when the whole pack left and Baby Wolf was left behind, and the father had to leave Real Baby Wolf in a little cubby because he couldn't keep up.
He couldn't keep up, so they hid him, and then when they went back, he'd gone on a bit of a trek. So this whole search party of wolves then had to go out and finally found the pup, but the pup was with Spy Pup as well. It was really, really great show. So if you get a chance, I'm sure you'll enjoy that.
Yeah, it's excellent.
So I wanted to talk about today some things that you can do to actually clean your home, but not actually clean your home with toxins that are dangerous to you and your pets. And not to really think about it, do you realize, that's a lot of chemicals, from, window cleaning sprays to the stuff you shake on your carpet to dryer sheets, all horrible and full of toxic chemicals, of course, depending on where you buy them from too. But generally, a lot of those products are not good for you, and they're not good for your pets. So in particular, we have hardwood floors. And we'd ripped up our carpets because, one, I'm sick of having carpets and dog hair, and it never felt clean anyway. We ripped them up, but what do you clean your floors with? And bear in mind, you walk on them with bare feet, and your pups are on there, and your cats, and guinea pigs or whatever on the floor too, and then they're going to absorb whatever's on the floor through their skin on their feet. Not a good situation. Not good for you either. So I found this very, very good infographic. I mean, some of those dangers I was saying, some of those dangers, dryer sheets, as soon as they heat up, that's not good for you. And there are some really great alternatives. There's a ball that we use, which...
You could just rub Mr. Twix all over the floor.
He is a mop.
He looks like a mop.
So the ball has spikes on it, and you throw it in the dryer, and it just softens your clothes without any chemicals. And, of course, you'll save money as well. Beware of candles. Petroleum candles are not good if they smoke and they create black soot. Got to be really careful of those. I mean, there are alternatives that are safe. And so I found this infographic. Carpet freshener, that's another one of those. Baking soda is going to be a better situation without any kind of fragrance, and I don't even know what's in them. They just smell too strong for me. All that
steam.
I can't stand walking through our neighborhood when people are drying their clothes and the strong smell of detergent and softener is more than you can take. It's so strong. You can smell it on the street. So this is the infographic, and I need to expand this a little bit because I've got strange glasses on today. How to clean green is this infographic. I'll put it up on Facebook as well. DIY cleaning materials. So these are the kind of things you want to try and adopt and substitute for the things you're currently using, baking powder. That's a big one. I think a lot of people use that anyway. Lemon juice, vinegar, tea tree oil.
White vinegar.
And they said,
right.
Because it cuts grease. Then there's washing powder. That's what we call it back in England. So this must be an English infographic. Washing powder, which is age-old, kitchen cleaner, but it doesn't have all that other garbage in it. If you were to clean your oven, we have an issue with this. Many, 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 many years ago, my oven smoked like you could not believe. Smoked. No matter how much we cleaned it, it kept smoking. Well, Thornton is since then terrified of when the oven goes on. Terrified. Because she associates that the heat from it and the smell. And she also remembers the alarm going off.
No, she hates ding-dong bells and alarm bells.
So she just has this memory clearly of what happened. Since then, we got a brand new oven, but we had... clunk your head on the mic there. Knock yourself out. Since then, we bought a brand new oven. But guess what? Something spilled when I was baking. And there we go again, smoking. So it is a self-cleaning oven. Oh, wonderful. I said, I'll never go back to a non-self-cleaning oven. So I put it on and it heats up something like 1,000 degrees. It locks the door. Well, of course, what it does, it burns everything off. Just the smell of the burning. Oh, it set Thornton off, poor thing. So I turned it off and I thought, well, I'm going to have to figure this out somehow. Maybe I'll do this when they're on a walk, a very long walk, to make sure I can do this. So if you find yourself in a position where you don't have a self-cleaning oven, like mine, it still is a weird smell because it's burning everything, then you can use a mixture of baking soda and water, and you mix it, and that goes in the oven, goes on the grills and everything, and you let it soak, and then you start wiping that stuff away. But you have to sit and let it soak. You can actually throw in some vinegar as well with that. Vinegar is great for window cleaner. Oh, it's really, really good. And it'll be water and a little bit of vinegar in a spray thing. Fantastic. And again, you're not spraying this awful toxic stuff into the air, which we all know just flies up in the air, and you're inhaling it. It's on your skin. And there's an all-purpose cleaner you can make, and that's just half a teaspoon of the washing powder I talked about earlier, and plenty of hot water, and that can be a general one for your bathtub and your shower. And so the point is to try and go as green as you possibly can. You can find some very good products. One of them, BioGreen Clean, 7th generation, which we use. What else, Jim?
Even the major retailers are doing free and clear. And,
it's getting better, yeah.
Even the big brands, you can buy choices that don't have fragrances and other chemicals. You read the ingredients list or the.
I knew that was coming. Oh my gosh!
Ingredients and then
and another way.
Simpler.
I mean, we have a tendency, because we get very, very hot in summer, is to not open our windows or doors, because that's the last thing you want to do is let the heat in, and the dust is insane out here because we're in the desert. But it does feel good once you open up the windows, and that's one way to remove toxins. Open up your windows, get fresh air blowing through your house. Buy tons of plants. Those plants are very good for the air. And if you really want fragrance and you really don't want to go down the path of candles, then you could boil a pot of water. I've done this before. Chop up some nice oranges. Round about Christmas time, I did what do they call it? The cinnamon, the aniseed, the cloves. Or you can throw in some tea tree oil if you really want to get a nice fragrance to the house that's not going to be a nightmare. And so some things you need to avoid is traditional house cleaning products, like we just said. Conventional dry cleaning, because that's all chemical stuff. Oh, that's not good. That creeps me out. That's on your skin. But sometimes, how else do you clean a suit? I wonder if there might be some what do they call it? Bio-green. There's got to be. Some cleaners, I think, do use.
I'll research it.
Yeah, because you've got to get your suit cleaned. Pest control's another big one, too. We actually, no joke, we used to have this guy that used to do our pest control. And we had more pests when we actually had his service. I wondered what he was spraying down. It was a nightmare, and it was every month. Then I decided I would research, because again, the chemicals, it's pet friendly, it's okay, but I always never felt right about it. So did a little bit of research, and I found one that's all organic. And I have not sprayed my house in years and years and years. Maybe once a year, I will spray the outside around the perimeter of my garden, and that is it. And when I do, it's organic, and I make sure the dogs are not home. But yeah, I mean, we've saved a ton of money, really, haven't we, Jim? I know some people would be scared not to have pest control, but seriously, we never saw a bug after that. We haven't seen a bug in years, have we, Jim?
No, and it's funny that we had bugs when we had pest control. We don't have pest control, and we don't have bugs.
Yeah.
What's up with that game?
What are they spraying? Sugar?
I think they're calling on their future business.
Oh, I think so.
Well, and look, because a lot of those things are food-based. Wait, I have to pet Twix.
And then people get really kind of panicky. They go, oh, no, I've got to get my pest control guy in. I haven't sprayed inside my house in many, many years. What's Mr. Twix doing?
He's on his back, and he's pawing at me to pay him attention.
Can he get up?
No, he doesn't want to.
Oh, he's just enjoying some tickles and stuff.
Yeah.
So this infographic came from Tree Hugger, so I'm assuming their website is treehugger.com. I thought it was a really good infographic, and we'll throw that up, as I say, on our Facebook page. I like an infographic. Do you know what an infographic is, Jim?
Oh, but you're going to tell me.
I am.
Is it a PowerPoint? I know how to do that.
No, it's one graphic with all the images and the information, and you can just absorb it very quickly. You're like, oh, I get it. In fact, let me show you if I can twizzle this around. Oh, you see it?
It's like an advertisement.
It is, really. It really is.
Seen those before. Didn't call them that.
No, it's not an advertisement, though. That's the thing. It's an infographic.
It tells you things.
It's a big difference. Do we need to take a quick break, Jim?
No, you could take a break in about... yeah, we need to take a break.
Yeah, let's run a quick break. We do have some wonderful sponsors on our show. They've been with us for a very, very long time. So let's have a little listen. You're listening to Vegas Rock Dog Radio with me, Sam, your host, the queen of rock and roll dogs.
Pet Scene Magazine is dedicated to Las Vegas pets and the people who love them. It's a source of news and information for pet lovers, as well as offering valuable coupons and specials on pet products and services. Find them online at www.lvpetscene.com or look for them on Facebook.
Vegas Rock Dog Radio. Pets, people, pop culture.
Welcome back, everyone. You're listening to Vegas Rock Dog Radio with me, Sam, your host, the queen of rock and roll dogs. Jim, I think Seg is on. I think Seg's on the thing, on the settings. We've got a little technical thing there. Sometimes you get a repeat. You get it twice. We just talked about detoxifying your home, and it's very simple, and you'd probably save a ton of money. So look into that. I'll post the infographic on Facebook, and you'll be safer, and your pets will be a lot safer as well. But when I think about it, it's getting ready yesterday. I went on TV yesterday morning with my friend Pam to promote our fundraising event on Monday. And when you think about it and you're getting ready, what are you doing? You're spraying hairspray. I mean, I do. What is that deodorant that I use? It's a
Crystal roll-on.
Yeah, and it's
plain old crystal salts.
Yeah, that's it. So, I mean, we've tried to really eliminate a lot of stuff. One, I would love hairspray to not smell the way it does. It's gross. But think about it. It's a lot of chemicals. You spray it up in the air. Oh, and then you've got people putting heat protectant on their hair. And it's just a lot, isn't it, when you think about it? Just try and be as safe as you possibly can. What do you need, Jim?
I need you to answer the question on that
What's
card
the question?
without telling people what the question is. So I was trying to be subtle, and you're not.
January. There you go.
Okay.
It's January. I can't read. I need to get some new glasses. In fact, we're due to get our eyes tested. We are due to get our eyes tested so that I can actually read what I've got going on the show. Have you ever done that when you're just so busy and you've left it so long to get your eyes tested you can barely see out of your old glasses? That's kind of where I am right now. Let's talk about, well, since Mr. Twix was, wanting to be petted, and he's the jumper. He's the dog that jumps up on everything. So you don't have to pick him up too often because he's
got his great Ewok pose right now on his back with his teeth showing.
Oh, does he? Is he falling asleep?
He's great Ewok today.
I say he's the kind of dog you don't have to pick up too often because he likes to jump on everything. He can jump very high. But have you ever thought about this? Do you actually know how to pick up your dog safely? Would you know there's a technique, Jim? I mean, I know you pick your dogs up.
I know how to.
Okay. But are you doing it correctly?
Yes, sure I am. Guarantee I am.
Most people think that they are, but you'd be surprised how many people do not pick their dogs up properly. And here's one of the things you need to know. It should never involve your dog's legs. You should never pick them up from their legs, which I've seen a lot with small dogs, and that's not the way to pick them up. So I picked up this article from Dr. Becker, and I thought it was definitely worth talking about because, especially depending on the size of your dog, there is a different way to pick them up. But most people think that they are doing it correctly, but they are not. So it does not involve your dog's legs, which means don't pick your dogs up by its legs from the front. Legs are not meant to support the whole body weight in that kind of manner. Kids are usually the biggest offenders because they don't know they're kids. They're just trying to figure out how the heck they're going to pick that doggy up to give it a cuddle. But they don't know until someone shows them the correct way. And that's an important thing to do, especially if you never had a pet before and you've got kids. You want to make sure that your pet's spine is going to be protected if they are going to pick them up, and the legs. Another thing that they can't do, I've seen this too as well. I've seen this a lot. People pick them up in it's a really strange manner. I've seen it a lot where it's almost like they grab the shoulder part and then they pick them up. Not good because it can, tear ligaments, dislocate the shoulder or the elbow, and it can be extremely painful for dogs who have arthritis. Now, another thing some people do because they're in this old-fashioned way of thinking, which is picking their dogs up by the scruff of the neck. Well, that is reserved for the mummy dogs. That's it. Only the mother dogs get to do that, and that's how they carry their pups. In the first few weeks of their life. They don't do this their whole life, and it's for a very short period of time, and it doesn't continue once they start getting larger. One, it's harder for the mom, and two, it's not good for the dogs. So they just know, but it's scruffing, and I've heard people say it. Oh, grandfather's scruffing the neck, it's unnatural, it's uncomfortable, and it's even painful, especially for larger puppies and certainly adult dogs to be lifted or carried that way. So that's a big no-no. And then we're going to get to the yes stuff. Don't hold. Oh, this is something you and I have seen. Don't hold your pet's collar and tail when picking up your dog. Where do we see that though?
I don't know. Remember seeing that?
You do. We've seen it on TV. Where have you seen it? Think about it. You would expect something different. When you watch the actual...
Oh, the dog shows.
The dog shows, yeah.
Yeah, the dog shows, they do that.
First time I saw that, I thought,
I didn't know that.
What is going on? Why are they picking that dog up by the tail? And I think they try and hold him at the front of the collar, I think. But either way, they shouldn't be doing it. So here's why, and it says it should go without saying that pulling on a dog's collar, especially while lifting them, can cut off the air supply and cause them to choke. And it's also a good way to do serious permanent damage to the very delicate organs located in the neck, the throat, the larynx, and the trachea. Just as your dog's collar should never serve as a handle to lift him up, neither should the tail. It's the tail I see all the time on these dog shows.
What's wrong with you?
I don't know, because I don't like that. I wonder if they do it so as not to mess up their fur. What do you think about it?
Probably.
Which is still not
Hey,
not good in the freezer.
If he's over there next to you, watch out, because it looks like we need to clean that left ear of his.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
on it again.
Yeah, we have a constant battle with Mr. Twix as he is from the day that we saved him from the desert. His ears were bleeding, and it's just one of those things we just have to really keep on top of. So, yeah, he's doing a little scratcheroo in the corner there, so we'll be taking care of that later. And it's not his favourite thing. We have to con him into thinking we're doing something else when we clean his ears. And he's smart. He laughs at us. He thinks we're ridiculous because he knows what's going on. So it goes without saying, don't lift him up by the collar and don't lift him up by the tail. It's not to handle because it can cause some very serious damage to the nerves and the muscles that move the tail, as well as those that control elimination. So it is important that you lift them in the right way. Significant injury can cause the tail to hang limply and no longer move, or even affect your dog's ability to urinate and defecate on his own. Would you have even thought about that? Probably not. So there's another good reason to not do that. Now, if you do regularly pick up your dog incorrectly, often they don't complain. You know, but it doesn't mean they're okay with it. And that's the thing. I think a lot of people will say, yeah, but they're okay. They never complain about it. It's just not the right thing to do for your pet. It's just not the right thing. And so, adopting a different way to pick them up is really important. They will give you a cue, but sometimes you don't see the cue. Remember we talked about that last week, Jim, how dogs tell us what we need to know. We often miss it, or we're just not looking for it. So it doesn't mean because they're not crying and they're not yelping or barking that they're not in discomfort. And chances are your dog is sending you that signal, but you just don't recognize it as a sign of distress. So, and here are some of these subtle things, and I see them all the time on these videos. When I see dogs in certain situations, with social situations, with, let's say, lots of dogs, kids, people, noise, chaos, those kind of things, you're going to see yawning, lip licking, looking away, struggling to get away. These are all signs of stress. Lip licking is a big sign of stress that people don't know. It's like a flick when they do it, and it's a big sign.
I do that.
You do? Oh, that's gross. Don't do that. That's horrible. Yeah, Twix didn't like
that, Mr.
He
Twix.
didn't. He didn't like that at all.
He thinks I'm eating. He's missing out.
Yeah, he does think you're eating something. And so these are all signs you want to look for, to see if they're actually anxious, maybe in pain. That lip licking is one. When you realize, when you learn about that, and you start seeing videos, or you're in social situations with your own dogs or other dogs, you start to see it very quickly. And that's your cue to, like, oh, no, let's back off, let's make them more comfortable. So that's where I've seen it. I've seen it in these dog shows. Yeah. So how do we lift a dog? There are a couple of different techniques based on the size of your dog. So if your dog is around 25 pounds, you're going to slide your dominant arm under his chest between the front legs and tuck his back in between your arm and body as you lift him. So you're holding them fairly close to your body. And if your dog is in the 25 to 40 pound range, put your dominant arm behind the back legs. Yeah, almost like behind the bottom. Oh. Yeah, behind the back legs. Your other arm around the chest and the front. So this is not a through the middle thing. This is a front and a back. Hold them against your chest as you lift, and this method helps them feel very secure and comfortable.
Yeah, you're behind the back legs, in front of the front legs.
Yes.
And you bring them in like a pony.
A pony, okay. All right.
Yeah, that's how I lift them.
And then you hold them close. So there are two different techniques there. And you hold them close to your chest and you lift them up. And this method will help your dog feel very, very comfortable. And, of course, it will prevent you from dropping your dog because you don't need to do that. I always think about flipping, what's that groundhog that tells you how many weeks of winter you've got left?
Punxsutawney Phil.
Well, Phil, remember when they dropped Phil? Was it last year? Year before, they dropped him on the floor.
Did he bite him?
Because they did that. No, they did that hold him up in the air thing with one hand. And next thing you know, he's on the floor. It was horrible. They dropped him. So that wasn't. Maybe they could take a tip on how to lift up what's his name again? A groundhog. Is it a groundhog?
Punxsutawney Phil.
No, but is he a groundhog?
Groundhog. Because it's Groundhog's Day.
Oh, okay.
Oh
I don't know. I'm not American.
Yes, you are.
Well, I am a dual citizen,
are.
but I'm British. Come on, stop it. I never grew up here. I don't know these things.
You've been here long enough.
How did he get the name Phil, by the way?
It's just his name. I don't know.
There's probably a little history behind it.
Let me find out.
All right, that would be good. So here's another thing is it's always good to train your dog with a verbal cue that you're going to pick up your dog. Because there's a lot of little, what they call them low to the ground dogs. So you're talking about your sausage dogs and, like Mr. Twix. He's got a very, very long body and short legs. And they actually don't like to be startled and scooped up out of the floor, which a lot of people do. I see that very quickly. Scoop them up. But they recommend a verbal lift-off cue. So you can choose whatever word you want to use lift-off, which is quite funny. But I think Thornton's very good at that. She does a little it's almost like she's going to okay, I'm going to do a little bend and a little, almost like I'm going to jump in your arms almost. But she knows how it goes. That's all I'm saying. She knows how it goes. And so I picked up on her cue. So, and it's just, they're easy, really, really easy. So this is to train your pet to cue. Put your hands on your pet. Say whatever your word's going to be, lift off, and apply just a little bit of pressure without actually lifting up. This gives them time to understand, I'm about to be picked up. And when you know that they're aware of that, which Thornton's very good at, you go ahead and you pick them up. Now, of course, consistency is always good when it comes to any kind of training or cues you're trying to work with. And just stick with it, and that way you will be picking up your dogs very safely. Now, there used to be someone in town that would come to a lot of events, a lot of our events, who would come with her dachshund. So, they've got a very, very long spine. And literally, I'm not going to say the name, but you know who it is. Remember how she would hold the dog? Like it was... Say, for example, let's have a think about this. I'm going to give you a really good example of how she was holding the dog. Put it this way. It was suspended under her arm from under its armpits, with its body from under the armpits all the way down to its back legs, just swinging. I kid you not. It was the strangest, clearly not the healthiest thing
I have
for the dog.
information for you, by the way.
Oh, okay. Tell me
about Punxsutawney Phil.
All right, tell me about Phil then.
The tradition originated in Germany. And when Germans immigrated to the United States, they carried their tradition over. However, if Hedgehog Joan is listening, in Germany, the hedgehog would see his shadow. And it was a hedgehog in the original lore.
Oh.
And when it came to America with the German immigrants, they transferred from hedgehog to groundhog.
Oh.
Little hog to big hog.
Oh.
And in Ohio...
Is that because they couldn't find hedgehogs?
Well, there's no hedgehogs in America. There's groundhogs and moles and things.
Not one hedgehog here?
But
are you kidding me?
But anyhow, so...
No, I can't.
Punxsutawney Phil was the Pennsylvania groundhog, but in Ohio they had the tradition, and they had... His name was... wait, where was that? Oh, my goodness. Wait, hedgehog. I got to find it. It's called Buckeye Chuck.
Yeah.
Because they have Buckeye trees in Ohio. So.
You are right. There is no hedgehogs here. That's the strangest thing ever.
So it started in Germany with hedgehogs, and it came to America with groundhogs.
So no information on the name Phil?
No. But we learned about Buckeye Chuck in Ohio.
Huh.
He's the Ohio groundhog that does the same job, but he doesn't get the same PR, I guess.
No, he doesn't. He needs a new PR firm behind him. He's not getting as much face time as old Phil is. I can't. Of course, I've not seen hedgehogs here out in the desert, but I can't believe there's no hedgehogs here. That just seems strange. Growing up with hedgehogs, ooh, that is strange.
Since 1887, this has been an American tradition.
It's a long time, Jim. It's a really long time. Well, do we need to take another quick break?
You may.
Yeah, let's do it then. You're listening to Vegas Rock Dog Radio with me, Sam, your host, the Queen of Rock and Roll Dogs, and we'll be right back.
Vegas Rock Dog Radio. Pets, people, pop culture.
At Carl's Jr., not only do we make you happy with our delicious charbroil burgers, but we also make your dogs happy. When you come through our drive-thru with your furry friend, we'll offer your dog a treat. If not, always ask for one. We love to see their smiling faces. Our website, carlsjr.lasvegas.com, has a treat for its customers too, with free coupons anytime, so be sure to visit us regularly. Carl's Jr. is a proud and active supporter of dog adoption in our community. You can find us at Carl's Jr. of Las Vegas or on Twitter at Carl's Jr. of Vegas.
magazine is dedicated to Las Vegas pets and the people who love them. It's a source of news and information for pet lovers, as well as offering valuable coupons and specials on pet products and services. Find them online at www.lvpetscene.com or look for them on Facebook.
Vegas Rock Dog Radio. Pets, people, pop culture.
Welcome back, everyone. Just before the break, we were talking about how to, well, we were talking about a bunch of stuff, but we were talking about how to lift your pets correctly. Then we got on a tangent about groundhogs and hedgehogs and the history of that. But I want to finish off with, how do you lift a pregnant or injured dog? How do you think that works, Jim? Now, of course, you've got a very, very large
I
dog.
don't want to guess.
Well, let's rewind. We've done dogs up to 40 pounds. What do you do when the dog's bigger than that?
You don't lift them.
You have two
You
people.
put them in a wagon.
Two people. You use two people. So depending on your size and health, yeah, that could be quite a lot of dog to lift. But they do recommend that you do two people, with one of you lifts from under the shoulders and the chest area, and one lifts from the abdomen and the back end. So it's a two-person deal with that one. And there are services now. I think about people who are elderly, who do have a bigger dog, who can't lift a dog to even get it in the car to get to the vet. There are services for that now, the pet taxis. So that's something to look into if you find that you're in that position. But here's another position, which is lifting a pregnant dog or an injured dog. And if your dog is expecting, you should avoid the belly area. If you need to pick her up, put your hands under her chest and back end instead. And if your dog has an injured or sore back, get help if necessary so that you can keep her back completely level as she's lifted. And Dr. Becker says one of her favorite techniques is the dog taco wrap.
Taco?
Yeah. Do you remember that guy that used to come in?
Carney Mike.
Yeah.
Our neighbor that owned carnival rides and carney equipment.
He did.
Old Desert Rat.
You know what? We have some crazy stories. You can't stick with one theme today. We're just going down all kinds of paths. But yeah, his dog was called Taco, little Chihuahua. How would he shout Taco?
Taco!
It's what he did.
He looked like an old organ grinder.
He was, literally. He told me he had a girlfriend who was, because they worked the fairgrounds and stuff, Carney Mike. And he had a girlfriend who was a contortionist, and they were riding their motorbike. She was on the back, he said, with her legs behind her neck. And didn't he say something about a monkey? A little monkey as well?
Yeah, they had monkeys.
Oh, goodness me.
Airplanes, carnival round rides.
He also worked for a company that maintains the antennas on the top of Black Mountain. And if you're from this area, then obviously you know about the big explosion, which was the Pepcon plant. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Was that in the
rocket fuel?
Was that in the 80s?
1980.
In 1980 when it happened. So it's a Pepcon plant in Henderson, Nevada, 1980. Go on YouTube.
Nevada.
Henderson,
You're not allowed
Nevada.
to say Nevada. You have to say Nevada. That's how it's pronounced. You will be. The
It's
politicians will get you.
No,
They'll be listening to you.
You know what? Trump originally used to say Nevada. There's quite a few that say Nevada. I'm just telling you. Not everybody says it the other way. I've heard it. Well, incorrect or not, it's just the accent. It's just my accent. I'm sorry. It's just how I speak.
They'll be calling us.
It's okay, Jim.
You'll be getting a call.
I can defend myself. Anyway, Carney Mike used to maintain those antennas. And I say, go to YouTube and look for this video. You will not believe your eyeballs. You'll think it's a CGI-generated video. And while they were up there, they would film, if they needed parts, they would film the parts that needed, because it's a long way up the mountain, and you don't want to come back down and say, what was the name of that part again that we needed? So they were up there, and they heard an explosion, and didn't know what was going on. It was massive. And what do they call that ring, Jim, from the shockwave, your visual shockwave. And how many explosions were there? Two
big ones.
Two massive ones, and they managed to film it, and it's a phenomenal video.
2 or 3, maybe. It was big fire, two explosions.
I mean, it went through the city. I think they said
historic.
They said it pretty much blew out every window in the homes in Henderson. I mean, cars were flipped upside down, and lots of injuries. And it was felt all the way into Vegas as well. So yeah, so that was Carney Mike with his dog
Taco.
Yeah, that's We used to laugh every time we would shout that dog's name.
Get over here, Taco.
So funny. So as I say, we've gone all the way. So back to the taco dog rap. Gosh, I hope you're following us today. It's crazy. It's all over the place. So while your dog is lying in a bed, you simply fold the edges up and pick her up in the bed. You can also use a beach towel for this purpose with smaller dogs. It's best to pick up your dog when they're relaxed because it's much easier to lose your grip on a bouncy or wiggly dog. And if your dog won't sit still and absolutely must be picked up, as a last resort, you can use a comforter or a blanket to scoop them into your arms. And for dogs who are frightened or in pain, it's important to avoid the mouth area to prevent a bite. And you might want to consider a homemade muzzle as long as your dog's breathing normally, and as well as sliding her onto a board for support. That's another thing when you think about, say you go hiking. Well, we've had this situation. We weren't even hiking. We were just on a dog walk, and we have a lot of these. What's the cactus with the round balls that sometimes come off? They're massive.
Cholla.
Is that really what they call them?
Buckhorn cholla.
Okay, and they're massive, and sometimes they're like a ball full of prickles, and they blow off the plant. And they're massive. Well, we go on a walk, and sure enough,
Prickles. You said prickles.
Prickles, yeah, prickles. Sure enough. Who was it? Was it Thornton? Was it Twix? Which one?
She got one in her foot.
Oh,
Thornton.
It's a living nightmare. And actually, I did have a scarf on at the time, and my instinct was just to pull it out with my own hands because the whole thing was stuck on her foot. And they have like a little hook in the end, a little bit like a crochet hook. So once those are in, they're hard to pull out. So she obviously wanted to bite the pair of us. But when I think about it, I was using the scarf then eventually to put it around it and pull it out. But I also could have used the scarf to just do a temporary muzzle so she didn't bite me. And that's one of the things they ask you to put in your kind of hiking kit, which is some kind of gauze that you can just wrap around their mouth should they get injured, and you might have to treat them while you're out on a hike. So, yeah, that was not good. I feel so bad for her. But the stuff blows in the wind. I mean, yeah, we see all kinds of things, don't we, Jim? There's tumbleweeds. And what did tumbleweeds start off as?
Bushes.
No, yeah, but what kind? Are they creosote? What are they?
No, they're not creosote. Creosote are actually nice bushes. Tumbleweeds are just a nasty bush that has thorns on it. They're just not cool.
Yeah, they do sting those as well.
They're just not cool.
So there you go. We got
a
there.
Bush is not cool.
We got...
It's a little early, and I did 4 miles with the dogs.
It has been a very hectic week. As I say, Jim debuted the new show, so there was rehearsals and this, that, and the other. And then for me, we, with our charity event on Monday, it's been a lot of preparing auction items. 40 auction items is what we've done between the two of us, Pam and I, and, the lists and sending that information out and creating a video, which we will share after Monday.
Is it a video?
It's a video. It's a great video that we have put together. Well, actually, Eddie Webb put it together for us to promote Rocking for Rescues, tell people what we do. And what we actually do, and it's funny because people mistake us for being an actual animal rescue. It's like, no. Someone said to us, if I go to this address, which was a P.O. box, will I be able to adopt a dog? No, that's a mail center. And no, we're not a rescue. What we do is raise funds to alleviate the financial pressure of other animal rescues. And to date, we've helped about 27 of them, and we continually help them as well. And in particular, this event on Monday, which is called Monday's Dark, is we're going to use some of that money for a surgery for one of the dogs that we know in rescue. So those things are so expensive, just so expensive. And so that's how we help them. But yeah, it's been a busy week, and checking your list and checking it twice and all that good stuff. And I say we did TV yesterday morning to promote it even further. But it'll be a fun night, and Jim's playing on Monday as well because he's part of the band anyway. So it'll be a good night. Be nice to see a ton of our friends as well. Jim, I want to talk about 200 dog statues right now.
Well, why don't we take a break before you do that?
Let's do it.
Because we need to...
Sounds good to me.
Squeeze another one in.
Sounds really good to me. So don't go too far. You're listening to Vegas Rock Dog Radio with me, Sam, your host, the queen of rock and roll dogs.
Vegas Rock Dog Radio. Pets, people, pop culture.
Welcome to Barking Dogs Self-Wash and Grooming, your one-stop shop for all of your pet's needs. We offer premium natural pet foods, full-service grooming, and an on-site bakery and boutique. You can choose to self-wash your dog or schedule a luxury pampering with our professional groomers. Our new Cool Cat section offers feline food, toys, bedding, and litter, while the adventurous dog department has everything you need for your outdoor activities. Cody's Healing Garden is a special place featuring flower, aromatherapy, and herbal remedies for pets. Ask us about Karma Connection, our program supporting animal rescue. Find us at barkingdogslv.com and look for us on Facebook and Twitter. We look forward to seeing you at Barking Dogs Self-Wash and Grooming.
Hello, this is Jim and Sam from Vegas Rock Dog.
We've been styling dogs and their humans since 2005, and no matter what size your dog is, we can give your best friend the bark and roll look that will make them stand out from the rest of the pack.
Vegas Rock Dog has a fantastic collection of tank tops, dresses, sweaters, jackets, collars, and ties for your dog.
And for you, the owner, there are rock and roll tanks and tees and great accessories. Wearing Vegas Rock Dog makes you look and feel like a rock star, and that's why everyone loves our gear, including Hollywood celebrities.
So grab your leash and go to vegasrockdog.com or find us on Twitter and Facebook at Vegas Rock Dog.
Vegas Rock Dog Radio. Pets, people, pop culture.
Welcome back, everyone. Let's talk about 200 dog statues. Any idea what I'm talking about?
Not a clue, but I'm sure I'll find out here shortly.
200 dog statues will honor fallen police, help officers, and aid PAWS Chicago. So, here we go. 200 dog statues are going to be displayed in Chicago. Hundreds of these statues will be on display around Chicago this coming summer to honor fallen police officers and assist the families of those killed or wounded in the line of duty. The Chicago Police Memorial Foundation is backing a public art initiative called K9's for Cops to bring 200 German Shepherd statues to the magnificent...
What did you say?
Magnificent. I sound like a cockatiel then. Magnificent Mile and other locations. The foundation and police officials announced this back in actually the end of January, but I just came across this story. Anyway, much like the Horses of Honor, and then there's the Sea Dogs that they do in England. They also did the elephants in my hometown in Sheffield, which one of my friends submitted a design and she won, and her artist got to do her design on her elephant. It was just fantastic.
They designed an elephant.
Oh, Jim, the design that goes on the elephant, and it was incredible. I have to tell you that. And Jane,
it's like a tattoo.
Yeah, well, no. It goes on a big giant elephant statue, and they were all over
I thought
Sheffield.
It goes on a real elephant.
No. And so you went on the elephant tour, the Ellie tour, all the way through the city. And Jane's, of course, was special to us because she's a friend of ours, but she also works at a school. And they really, really, really wanted to bring the elephant back to the school, but people were bidding on them, and the school were outbid. And then some fabulous, I think, businessman stepped in and said, I'll help you get the elephant. And then the elephant came to the school.
The fake elephant.
The big, giant fake elephant.
Do they have real elephants in England?
Yes, I think we do have some in sanctuaries there, if I'm not wrong. But the whole circus thing is like, no. So I think there's only one guy left that actually does a tiger show. Yeah, there are zoos. There's the London Zoo, of course. There's only one tiger show guy left, which nobody likes him. But he's the last one over there, and it just needs to be done. He needs to retire them. It's terrible. So where we were going with these elephants, this is the theme of the show today. It's called Let's Start with One Topic and then just go wherever we feel like it. Randomness today. It's okay, though. So they're doing these statues, and this is much like the Horses of Honor campaign, which featured life-size horse statues dedicated to Chicago police officers killed or injured in the line of duty. The fiberglass dog statues will be designed and painted by artists working with sponsors, and later will be auctioned off to raise money for the foundation. That's wonderful. The statues, which will be about 54 inches tall, which is tall. How many feet is that?
5 feet tall.
That's taller than me.
Yes, that is.
That is taller.
That's as tall as you.
Oh, no, it's not. No, it's not. I'm 60 inches. I'm 60 inches tall, which is 5 feet. So they're about 4 feet tall. Still almost as tall as I am anyway. 54 inches tall and mounted on a concrete base, will be on display July 23rd to Labor Day. When's Labor Day, Jim?
September.
There you go. Now you know. The sale and sponsorships of about 125 horses a few years ago brought in $480,000 to this foundation, and they use those funds to provide financial assistance to families of slain officers and those wounded, and maintain the Gold Star Families Memorial and Park near Soldier Field, and purchase bulletproof vests for police officers. Wonderful. So this year, a portion of the sale proceeds also will be donated to PAWS Chicago to go towards the free spay and neuter services and medical care for pets, and I'm very familiar with PAWS in Chicago. Building on the success of Horses of Honor, K9 for Cops brings together two great organizations, said the Chicago Police Memorial Foundation and PAWS. Chicago guy Phil Klein, that was a long sentence, and he put that in his news release.
You said something that reminds me. I had a deja vu from the past.
Alice Clark.
Who's
from
that?
That's from
Alice Clark.
It's from is it League of Gentlemen?
Alice Clark.
It's from League of Gentlemen.
Phil Klein. Alex Clark.
That's what it is. That's what it is. Stop it! The Public Art Initiative highlights the work of Chicago's premier artists while honoring the real K9 unit, police officers, and their K9 partners who help keep Chicago safe. And currently 65 dogs. Gosh, I'd love to do this for Vegas. I would love to do this for Vegas. You see, now the wheels are turning. Now the wheels are turning. Oh, maybe that could be our next thing.
I knew it was going to turn toward me.
Yeah, no. Oh, we could do something. Oh, we could definitely do something.
What?
We need to do something similar for Vegas. That's what we need to do.
When is that going to happen?
Jim, I just thought of it. Stay tuned, everyone. We'll probably do something similar. We know tons of artists. We've got great friends who are artists. So currently 65 dogs are part of the K9 team, helping Chicago police conduct building searches, detect narcotics and explosives, and track down suspects. And they said, we are honored to partner with the Chicago Police Memorial Foundation, whose police officers and K9s are on the front lines protecting our communities every day. That's wonderful. You can go over to PAWS Chicago. You'll get some more updates on that. That's very nice. I love that idea. The snow dogs they do by the coast in England. They did the elephants in Sheffield. The horses they've done. This is great. I really like it. It brings people out
too.
The
horses thing is in England, isn't it?
No, that's here.
No, don't they have in Sheffield the memorials to all the working horses?
Oh, they do all around the city.
They have troughs and hitching posts.
It's when the Royal Society of Prevention of Cruelty to Animals, I think, got started, which is the 1800s maybe. You maybe can research that. And, of course, there were working horses back then, and they started to do they started putting these troughs around the city. Now, they were made of marble, correct, Jim?
Yes, or stone.
Massive.
Stone, I think.
Because they started to realize about the welfare of these animals, these horses. Were they being fed? Were they getting rest? Were they being able to drink water? And they found that these made a big difference in the welfare of these horses all over the city. Now, the RSPCA in Sheffield, which is my main one, they actually have one, and it's a beautiful memorial, actually, to just remind you of when sort of animal welfare became, people became conscious of treating animals better than they had been. And, I want to say, are you searching that for me, Jim? Jim, did you search that for me? Just search, and I think, if I'm not wrong, I think the RSPCA started in Sheffield, if I'm not wrong. We have a lot of claims to fame in our my hometown. For example, Def Leppard. I think the RSPCA, if I'm not wrong, the very first football club and team is Sheffield.
8 memorials to animals in the First World War.
Oh, okay.
RSPCA.
What year did it start? Back in the war, if you were in another country fighting a war and you found a dog or a cat, whatever, you were allowed to bring it back if you were in the military. You were. Whereas today, when I just read about the military here in the United States, where they're overseas and they do befriend a lot of stray animals and they want to bring them back. There seems to be such a struggle to make that happen. It makes no sense to me, and I said they've always done that.
Wow, animals in England during wartime.
Mm-hmm.
Listen to this.
Oh, it better not be horrible.
No.
Okay.
Messenger pigeons played a vital role in communication.
Oh, yeah.
Dogs carried messages and laid telephone wires.
I didn't know that.
Cats caught rats in trenches. Canaries and mice were employed to give early warning of toxic fumes when troops were tunneling.
Yeah, I know that one.
Circus elephants were commandeered for agriculture and haulage.
What? Oh, wow.
Many animals, goats, fox, monkeys, pig, bear, mice, dogs, and cats were kept as pets and mascots by troops and on ships, raising morale.
Yeah, it's true, though, isn't it? You know how much better you feel if you've had a cruddy day and you come home with your pets and then they love you.
The RSPCA proposed a memorial to commemorate all the animals that have served in the First War in 1920s, and the project was stalled in 1925.
I didn't know there were that many animals used at that time.
Blackie's grave is the first war horse grave.
And where is that located?
Royal Field Artillery horses. 1917. It doesn't say where it is. There's a lot. As a matter of fact, this was just yesterday or today, this article that I'm reading.
So I guess that answers your question about the elephants.
Yeah.
That's a lot of animals doing.
Edinburgh, Scotland.
Interesting. Very interested. Well, I mean, they used the canary birds down the mines, didn't they? I mean,
like the famous police song.
Well, it was
Canary
never
in a coal mine.
Well, it was never good for the canary if there was, what was the gas that was down there?
Mustard gas.
Oh,
methane in the mines.
Yeah. And it was never good for the birds. But yeah, very, very, very interesting how all of a sudden people get an awareness about animal welfare. And it happens today. I mean, you would think in this day and age people would have some kind of a...
The RSPCA was really founded to look after the welfare of war horses.
Oh, so that's where it originated from then?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I see. I love that. I really love that.
It was set up like 1914.
Early.
The Fund for Sick and Wounded Horses.
Wow. I love my RSPCA in Sheffield. Oh, it's a fantastic facility. It is so good. They even have a maternity ward that's really warm and cozy for the cats. And they have trainers on board. They just do such a lovely job. And they have a shop there. You can buy stuff. And they even have a space, which I think is a very good idea, like an event space that you can rent. And it's very inexpensive for meetings or you need to do a fundraiser. And just a really, really great facility. We did a fundraiser for them when we went back to England, and then we did a tour, and it was great. It was really good. So it's always nice to go back. That's why I always am very well in touch with what's going on in England, because of course that's where I'm from. My family is still there, so that's why I seem to have a good knowledge of what's going on back home, including hedgehogs. With the Hedgehog Lady of England, Joan. She's the West Midlands Hedgehog Foundation organization. Oh, gosh, she does such an amazing job. We'll replay her show. We liked Joan a lot, didn't we, Jim?
She's great.
She's a fabulous woman. Won this amazing award. I'm talking a big award for the work that she does. A big award.
She likes to have a drink.
She likes a Lambrini, and she's in the good company of Brian May from the Queen, who he does the badgers. He saves the badgers, and aside from other animals, but badgers is a big thing for him, and the foxes and stuff like that. So yeah, it was great. I'm like, she's in great company. A lovely lady doing a really tough job. I think she works 18 hours a day, if I'm not wrong. It's a super long day.
I think she lives a life of hedgehogs. I don't think it's 18 and off.
Oh no, well we all know that. I mean, yeah. It's endless work. And certain times of the year, of course, the season, and they have to get them up. I think they have to get hedgehogs over. Is it 400 grams in weight for them to survive through the season? Can you check that for me, Jim? But so that's a big concern when they come in, and of course people know her as Joan, the Hedgehog Lady, and so her phone rings nonstop, and people bringing hedgehogs to her. So. If you actually want to donate to her, that would be wonderful. I'll put the link up on Facebook because her work's wonderful, really wonderful. And I don't think she lifts up a hedgehog to see if we're going to have 6 more weeks of winter. I don't think she does that, does she, Jim?
I don't think so.
She's too busy to be doing all of that. But great interview, and we'll definitely put that back up. Well, I think we've covered a lot today, Jim. We'll throw these links up for you. We'll throw up the link for the Spy in the Wild on PBS. We'll throw up
Great documentary.
the
Gotta watch it.
and the infographic for cleaning your house in a safer way for you and your pets, and the article of how to lift your pets so that they're nice and safe, you don't injure their backs, and the K9 for cops, lovely thing that they're doing. There's a lot. We covered a lot of stuff today. What's next for us today, Jim?
Close it out.
You're playing though, aren't you? Later today.
Got things to do. Got me some things to do.
He's always got things to do. And if you are going to be at our event Monday's Dark this coming Monday, then we look forward to seeing you. We do have a wonderful auction planned and live entertainment, which is always exciting. And it's one of those nice opportunities where we get everyone together that we know and get to hang out. So I think it's been a great show, Jim, today. Lots of information there.
I agree with you.
Well, remember, you can always help an animal in need. Either rescue, adopt, donate, volunteer, or share their information. Rescue your next family member. Replace the word shop with adopt. And be kind to all animals. Thank you for being my co-host, Jim.
You're welcome.
Oh, that was a little delayed, wasn't it?
Why?
I don't know why. And we'll be back next week with another show packed with information and great guests next week. Oh, I do have a great guest for you. Cat lovers, you're going to really enjoy next week's guest. Well, thank you for being here with us today. It's been a really, really fun show. Take a moment to actually visit some of these links. And if you can donate to a charity, you know they're going to really appreciate it and put it to good use, no matter how large or small the donation is. You've been listening to Vegas Rock Dog Radio, where it's all about pets, people, and pop culture. And I'm your host, Sam, the queen of rock and roll dogs. Always kiss your pets good morning and good night, and I'll see you next time.
You've been listening to Vegas Rock Dog Radio. Pets, people, pop culture.